Alright, so you'd start off by handing a deck of cards to your spectator, and they can cut the deck, they can take it, they can give it a few shuffles, they can do whatever they like. They just mix up the deck as much as you would like them to, and once they're done, you would then take the cards back, and what you're going to do is you're going to ask your spectator, you're going to tell them that you're going to read their mind. And it's kind of interesting how you're going to do this. So what you'd have them do is you'd say, first we want to make a really fair selection. So obviously I could have you pick a card, but then I kind of get to feel the card you're taking, and that helps. Having physical touch with the cards helps me to really kind of it helps to be able to see into your mind a little bit, having physical touch with something that you have touched. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to have you deal down the cards until you want to stop. So you deal them one by one onto the table, and you can stop whenever you like. So spectator deals the cards down onto the table just like this, and they stop whenever they feel like it. So let's say they stop here, they say, and I say, are you sure you don't want to go one more? You want to take one card back? They say, I want to go one more. They go like that, and I say, sure. Do you want to do it again? They say, no, I'm good this time. So now, and I say, all right, I want you to take this card, I want you to look at it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to show it here to the camera. I promise I can't see the card whatsoever, and then I'm going to have them set it right here. I'd say, all right, we'll just clear the rest of these cards out of the way real quick. Now watch. Here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm actually going to take the deck real quick, and I'm going to deal 4 more cards on top of your card. And if you'll actually watch, I'll actually hand this to you, and I'd ask another spectator to just mix up the cards a little bit and really thoroughly mix them so that no one knows where the spectator's card is within these 5 cards. And so once they're done mixing, I would then take the cards back, and I would say, all right, look, here's what I'm going to do. So obviously you could have any one of these 5 cards. I have no idea what card you had, but what I would like you to do, I'd like you to just look at these cards, scan them real quick. What I'd like you to do is I just want you to, in your mind, I want you to take a mental snapshot of this image right here, and I want you to put a little highlight around the card that's yours, okay? I just want you to kind of look me in the eye here. So, of course, I would look them in the eye, and I would have them just put a mental highlight around the card they're thinking of. So I'd kind of read their mind. I'd say, it's a little bit fuzzy, the cards are a little bit blurry, but I think I can see a highlight. I think it's around it's definitely red. I can see red ink. It's not a face card. It's not the queen. There's nothing for that. It's kind of toward the right side. It's either the 5 or the 9. I think it's a diamond. Yes, I believe your card is the 9 of diamonds, and they of course freak out. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josiah, and today we're going to be learning a really cool card trick. I really hope you enjoy it, so if you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a video. So, let me know if you thought it was okay if I did that whole subscribe thing here at the beginning of the video, because let's be honest, I don't think there are very many people who actually watch toward to the very end of the videos anyway, and I just decided, you know what, we're going to try putting that at the beginning of the video to see how it likes. Also, did you like that little animation I made? Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed making the animation. So, but anyway, to give you a little background on this effect before we begin, this is known as Mediumistic Stunt No. 1 by Si Stebbins. You can find it in a book that I've mentioned here on the channel before. You can get it for free as an ebook from 52 Cards, or you can buy it online. I'll leave a link to the Amazon link, as well as the link to get it as a free ebook from 52 Cards, which is a really great magic shop, by the way, and YouTube channel as well. But Mediumistic Stunt No. 1 can be found in the Encyclopedia of Card Tricks. I taught a trick from it called Twin Souls, and I'll leave a link to that video up on screen and in the description box down below if you want to check out that trick. It was a pretty cool trick, a pretty cool prediction trick for 2 spectators. Each select a card, and you get to predict both cards that you chose. But this trick is by Si Stebbins, so obviously it is a Si Stebbins stack trick. And we have talked about the Si Stebbins stack here on the channel before. It was the first episode of the Summer Stack series. So definitely check out the playlist with all the Summer Stack series episodes, including this one down below. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, in this video I'm going to be using the Fort Knock playing cards from Alex Pandrea and the House of Playing Cards. I really love the Knock playing cards. I think they're just so cool. There's just something about them. And this tuck box, I mean, come on. It's like complete like gold shine. There's really cool finish to it. It literally looks like a bar of gold. I mean, come on. This is really cool. But anyway, let's learn this trick. So obviously, I've mentioned it's Mediumistic Stunt No. 1 by Si Stebbins. So obviously, you're going to be using a Si Stebbins stack. So you need to get a deck set up in the Si Stebbins stack. Talked about that. Again, there'll be a link in the description, and earlier in the video there was a link up in the cards in case you want to check out that video if you haven't learned about the Si Stebbins stack, how to set it up, or anything like that yet. So essentially what we're going to be doing for this trick is you're going to begin by obviously having the cards shuffled, cut however you'd like. Now of course a spectator can't actually shuffle the cards while they're in Si Stebbins stack order because it has to retain its order, and that won't happen when they're shuffling. So of course I've mentioned you as the magician can give it some false cuts and false shuffles if you'd like. And I mentioned a deck switch earlier in the series that you can do so you can switch the deck for, you can have a spectator shuffle the cards and then switch it for the Si Stebbins stack deck. But either way, you end up with the deck here, and again, you can give it like single straight cuts like that and it won't disturb the order because it's a cyclical stack, which is really cool. But once you get here, you're gonna just go through the cards. You have to deal through the cards one by one, like this. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to have them stop whenever they want. Whenever they stop, you're gonna have them take this next card and look at it. And what I really love about this effect is that it's a very hands-off version of how to read their mind. I think I love that because rather than doing something like taking out their card, which is already really powerful, you can pretty much be hands-off the entire effect. You just do the deck switch and then you give the deck back to them. It's really a very hands-off effect. But anyway, you have them look at this card. In this case, it's the 5 of spades. You have them set it off to the side. And then what you're going to do, I forgot to do this. I kind of set the deck off to the side because I had a brain fart. But what I do then is you're going to deal 4 cards on top of this card. But to make it a little bit more deceptive, normally I didn't do this in the performance for sake of video length, or really, that's actually a lie. I just had a brain fart. But you're just gonna, I like to give it like a little bit of a false cut, like something, a very basic false cut like this, nothing that takes too long, just kind of a simple false cut, just to make it a little bit more deceptive, okay, where I do something like this. You know, any false cut works. I've mentioned several, again, earlier in the Summer Stack series. You can find that on my channel already. But obviously that hasn't disturbed the order of the cards. The cards are still in the same order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with 4 cards on top of it. It's important that they're the next 4 cards. If they're not the next 4 cards in the stack, it won't work. So that's why you need to give it a false cut or false shuffle. So I steal 1, 2, 3, 4 cards on top, and I take this. I'm going to set all of this aside. Now, here's the deal. In order to do a very cool reset for this, because one of the things I always hated about doing tricks with Si Stebbins stack is that a lot of tricks at the end, there's no way to reset it, so you have to just go through, sort out the cards again, and reset the whole deck. So I always liked, when I did Si Stebbins stack tricks, to come up with ways in which you could reset the stack, okay? And so with this trick, this is the way I came up with. Very basic, very, very basic, in order to reset it. So essentially what I do, I set all this off to the side, but instead of setting the deck on like this on top, I set it kind of on its side, as I just kind of set this aside. And what this does is it separates the pile of the cards that were dealt from the deck that's still in its stack, okay? That's for the reset. So you leave that off to the side, you take these here. Normally when I perform for groups of people, so I like to hand it off to another spectator off to the side and I have them shuffle it, or you can hand it to the same spectator, have them shuffle it. Either way, you just get these cards mixed up, okay? Okay, you really want these mixed up. These are going to be genuinely mixed up, these 5 cards. Okay, so after they've been mixed up, now you're going to turn them over, face up, and you want it to be a mind reading effect. You want to kind of nonchalantly kind of lay it here. And the thing is, the original way this was learned as a mind reading effect, when I spread out these cards, then you'd go up and read their mind. I always hated that. As powerful as this is, It doesn't make sense, okay? If you're to read a spectator's mind, you just have them leave the card there and then you read their mind. You don't take 5 cards, shuffle them up, and then lay them out, okay? I don't think that makes any sense. So I wanted to, so this is just, so I like to kind of justify having the cards, sorry, brain fart. I like to kind of justify it. I like to always have things justified, okay, for the spectator at least. Okay, of course, it's justified for me by being, I have to look at these cards in order to figure out what their card is. But I want to justify it for them. The way I justify it for them is I say, I use it as an image, and I say, I want you to take these 5 cards. I want you to get a mental image in your mind. I want you to put a little highlight around your card, okay? That's just my justification for it. So to them, it's a way of, it's to help me to read their mind. That's the justification for the spectator, okay? And that allows me to be able to read their mind. Not really. The way you'd go about figuring it out. So here's how you figure it out. It's a very self-working, really brilliant principle. So the way you know what card they're thinking of, you look at these 5 cards. You're going to look first. There are 2 things. There's the first, what you're going to look for is you're going to look for 2 cards that have the same suit. So in this case, I see there are 2 spades, the 4 of spades and the 5 of spades, okay? You're going to look for those 2 cards, and then you're going to use and then you're going to take the higher valued card of the 2, and that's going to be their card. So the 5 of spades, okay? So, of course, there's that one. So, for instance, if we took another 5 cards, just to give you an example, in this example, you can see we have 2 diamonds, okay? The 7 of diamonds is the higher one, okay? So if we were to take another 5 cards here, you can see in this case we have, sorry, here, let's just use these 5 cards. In this case we have 2 clubs, the 9 of clubs is the higher one, okay? So it's just a matter of, it always works for any 5 cards, okay? You just look for the 2 cards that are the same suit and you take the higher one, the 5 of spades, okay? And that's literally it. Of course, at this point, you just want to milk it. You want to just be like, oh, it's a little bit fuzzy. I think it's a spade, 5 of spades, okay? You want to really stretch it out. You just want to look at them and go, you're thinking of the 5 of spades, okay? That's the dumbest presentation ever, okay? That's not entertaining in any way. The way you really make this powerful is you kind of pretend like you're struggling. You want to make it, sometimes, you hold your hand up to your head, you kind of squint your eyes, kind of really make it feel like you're kind of struggling with this, okay? And that makes it so much more powerful. Alright, so once you've completed the effect, you're going to want to reset the deck. Now, of course, you can't really do this in front of your spectators if, they're just, right there and you're about to do another trick. But if you want to use this before another trick, you can use this. I recommend, you can't really do the setup. You just have to put the deck away and then go into another trick with a different deck. However, you can do this kind of in front of your spectators, but not really, if you're at the end of a trick, okay, at the end of a routine. So if you perform this at the end of a routine, which this is a really powerful effect anyway, then you can do this reset. Or if you do this to someone, maybe if you do this virtually to someone, this can actually work pretty well virtually. You just have to deal the cards, have them call stop, that kind of stuff. Then you can do this virtually and do the setup after, or not the setup, but the reset after the trick is over, but you can't really do this in the middle of a routine in front of your spectators. It'll take a little bit too long. I mean, this is just like any reset for your tricks, Si Stebbins tricks anyway. So, anyway, let's just talk about how you can reset the deck very easily. So you're going to begin. You're going to take the deck that has been, all the deck that is not, that's order has not been disturbed. You're going to set it aside. You're then going to take all the cards that have been dealt, and you're going to reverse count them. So you're just going to take one card, and then another, and another. Sorry, I took more than one card there. Hold up. No, I didn't. Yeah. Sorry, I took the right amount of cards. Anyway, you reverse count them one by one, like this. And all this does is it reverses their order. So you're going to turn them face up, put them here, and then you just take the cards, and then from these 5 cards, you take them and put them in order going up in the Si Stebbins order from this one. So in this case, we have the 2 hearts. So that means that next we have, so the next card would be the 5 of spades, and then the card after the 5 of spades would be the 8 of diamonds, okay? And then the card after the 8 of diamonds would be the Jack of clubs, and the card of the Jack of clubs would be the Ace of hearts, and the card after the Ace of hearts would be the 4 of spades. And then that, and you just want to check to make sure, and then the next card on top of the deck is the 7 of diamonds, of course, so you just take this, turn it over, it's on top of the deck, and the order of the cards has been completely reset. So that's just the quick little reset that you can do in the right scenario to reset the deck very easily. Alright, and that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Anyway, this is, I believe, the 6th episode of the Summer Stack series. I'll be corrected by some text on screen somewhere if I'm wrong. But anyway, yeah, I can't wait for the next episode of this series. The summer is going to come to a close here at the end of August, so we still got some time to wait. For me anyway, my summer break ends actually kind of at the end of July, so technically I kind of consider June and July my summer, but just for you guys, I'll continue this series into August as well, and then after that, you know, the series is going to be over. But in my next video, I'll give you a little sneak peek. In my next video, I'll be teaching a trick that is kind of different because it won't be using the Si Stebbins stack. This is actually a series I was online. I was looking around, and online, YouTube, I found this actually pretty cool video. I won't tell you who it's by yet. Someone I mentioned here on the channel though before, I'll tell you that much. But they taught this person taught they taught the Zara Shuffle. They taught their own little take on it. And most people, when they do the Zara Shuffle, they do the messy take where they make it look like a messy square up, which is a really great way to cover it. I don't like that kind of style though, but he taught that, and one of the things that this person taught in this video is, in addition to the shuffle, they taught a really cool stacked deck trick that doesn't use the Si Stebbins stack, and it doesn't use any traditional card stack as well, and I thought it was a really interesting idea. So, can't wait to teach that, but anyway, see you in the next video. Bye.